A lot of us look at things around us every day and think, well, things could be better. While most of us just go back to our daily lives, some amongst us actually work at making things better. How? Well, they innovate. Hello and welcome to DuPont presents the Power of Shunya Challenge for Zero, where we celebrate this spirit of innovation. We have 24 teams that are competing through this season to get that one grand prize. A grand prize of 10 lakh rupees and a paid experience at the US headquarters of DuPont. We have 3 of those teams here today, young innovators who will be presenting their products in front of our eminent jury and trying to win them over. Yes. Who's that jury? Well, let's make you meet them right now. Our first jury member is the MD of Selco India, Dr. Harish Hande. Hi Harish, how are you?
Good, good.
Thank you so much for being here. Our second jury member is the MD of Kalari Capital, Miss Vani Kola. Hi Vani, how are you?
Very well. What about you?
Very good, thank you. Our third and final jury member is the Technical Director of DuPont, Dr. Homi Bhedwar. Hi Homi, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks.
I really like the color of that tie.
I try to impress Vani as much as I can. But
I think it's working today.
It's working. Thank
What
you.
about Harish?
Not me. He's not impressing me.
Thank you. That's good. I'm glad that that's not it.
It's working.
Yes, yes.
I think everything is in balance here. Order has been restored in the universe. Well, let's go ahead and meet our first contesting team. You can see this contraption lying in front of us. To find out what exactly it is, let's have a look. So here they are, the first team. Please welcome Sanchit Gupta from IIT Chennai and Ankur Agarwal from ISB Hyderabad. Well, Sanchit, before you start your presentation, tell me, how long have you been submerged in this project?
It's about a year when we started our journey into making this product. So I can say the complete 1 year.
Well, we'll be hoping that today you can swim because it's sink or swim in front of our jury.
Yes.
So if you're ready, we're going to start with your technical presentation
Sure.
and then move on to the business plan. So, jury, the floor, all yours.
Correct. Autonomous underwater vehicles are intelligent robots which are capable of swimming freely and carrying out some predefined tasks autonomously under the water. They are self-guided and battery-powered vehicles. It is a state-of-art hydrodynamic dual-hull heavy-bottom structure which is manufactured using an intelligent choice of materials. It is equipped with 5 thrusters which are powered with a bank of lithium polymer batteries, providing it maneuverability in 5 directions. So, as oceans cover about 71% of the surface of the Earth, there is a lot of untapped potential which can be harnessed, and hence we have developed a base platform for the AUV technology to address lot of applications ranging from coastal surveillance, inspection of underwater bridges, inspection of oil and gas pipelines, then inspection of marine ecosystem, detection of underwater mines, and so on and so forth. Architecture is easily scalable, fully customizable, and hence it can be upgraded to scientific, industrial, and commercial versions with the help of application-specific oceanographic sensors.
Well, thank you so much. Well, all students need a mentor, don't they? And we have their mentor who's talking to us now. So, Professor Idhi Chandi joins us from IIT Chennai. Professor, if you could just tell us some of the USPs of this product that's lying in front of us.
Okay, I think it's mainly an indigenous product, most of it. Of course, there are some electronics and also some the thruster that has been used in this are imported. But otherwise, the technology is practically indigenous, especially the control part of it. So therefore, once it is completed and proven, it can be scaled up. That is a major advantage.
Thank you so much, Professor. Now it's time for the business presentation, the marketing plan. So, Ankur, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, go ahead and dazzle us, my friend.
This robot, this AUV has been accepted and endorsed by international bodies like AUVSI, domestic bodies like NIIT, and even in the industry, CII through Indian Innovation Indian Innovation Association. So the market potential, as Sanchit said, is unlimited. Let us focus to two specific areas. Government of India. India has a coastline of 7,500 kilometers, and we don't want any more 2611, right? The next is commercial shipping vehicles. There are 60,000 shipping commercial vehicles in the world right now, and the cost of maritime piracy is $18 billion per annum. So we have a list of customers here. So we'll limit ourselves to Government of India and commercial shipping vehicles initially. The first step in marketing this product would be to create awareness about this product. Let people know that this is a product, how this product can create value to them. The pricing depends upon how the market perceives this product. The cost of the product is 50 lakhs, but the cost saving associated with this product could reach up to 1 crore rupees. So we will initially do a perceived value pricing of this product to market this product.
Excellent. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Let's give them a round of applause. Your first question will come from me, not from the jury. Is it, can I use this in my club swimming pool? Because sometimes children do things they're not supposed to in that.
No,
Can we?
No, certainly not.
Certainly not?
No,
Okay,
if
good.
your swimming pool is 10,000 feet wide, then
Yeah.
obviously you can.
All right, which is why the jury is left with the job of asking the question. So over to you.
How is this different from so many other underwater vehicles that are in the market? What is unique about this one?
The uniqueness of AUV depends upon its application. As far as this prototype is concerned, its uniqueness is design. We can add on to this prototype. This prototype is easily upgradable to industrial versions. We have actually developed a base platform for us to extend it to the industrial versions.
What are the three sort of readings that are relevant from underwater that it can do for us that can have an impact? Can you give some data to us?
Yes. Take into consideration the endurance of this vehicle up to 10 hours. So, and each vehicle will cover up to 30 kilometers. And one vehicle will only do the survey in that particular area. So, through specific sensors, it will take the images of all the external vehicles which are entering into the area, or through the use of CTD, that is conductivity, temperature and depth sensors. It can even provide us the feedback about some temperature changes or the pH changes or the conductivity of the water changes.
Thank you so much. Good presentation, Yumeli. Thank you. We have two more contestants, two more teams that are going to come and present their products right after this break. So keep watching DuPont Presents Power of Shunya, Challenge for Zero. Hello and welcome back to DuPont Presents The Power of Shunya, Challenge for Zero. We've had one team that has already come and presented their product. It's now time for our second innovation on the show. Before we call the team out, let's have a look at what the innovation is. Please welcome our second team on the show today, Abitha R from the Indian Institute of Science and Vikas Gujral from ISB Hyderabad. Hi guys, how are you?
Pretty good.
Okay, please tell viewers that I'm not drunk when I call your project name Algiculture.
Exactly, it's Algiculture.
It is Algiculture, right? Okay, so you of course are going to explain over the next few minutes why exactly it's called that. So we're going to start with you, Abitha, and after that we're going to move on to Vikas for the business presentation. So are you ready?
Yes.
All right, off you go.
We are cultivating algae in paddy fields, which is used to meet the fuel demand of India. So what we do is we cultivate algae in 10 centimeter water, and it is designed such that after 5 days the algae autoflocculates. That's because of the species that we have chosen, which is chlorella. We're using a mixed consortia. We're not doing a pure culturing here, and which is predominantly chlorella here. After it floats up on the 5th day, we start harvesting from that day onwards. And the harvested biomass that you see there is the flakes that is dried in Astra dryers. This dried biomass is then sent for lipid extraction. After the extraction of lipid that still has that carbon and nitrogen in it is brought back into the paddy field, and we produce biogas from it. Biogas is then taken and separated as carbon dioxide and methane. Finally, once the algal lipid is ready, then it has to go to any refinery for transesterification for the final production of biodiesel.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm going to call upon her mentor who's joining us, Hoysala Chanakya, who's the Chief Research Scientist at the Indian Institute of Science. If you could just tell us a little more, what algiculture is about, according to you.
This innovation, imagine that we have 20 million hectares of paddy, in which now we can grow 2 crops. One is you grow the paddy as you normally do, as well as you grow algae, and in place of getting 8 tons of biomass, you get an additional 8 tons of algae. So where you can solve your, with 1 dose of fertilizer, you have 2 crops growing, and that's the advantage. You solve a pollution problem, you solve a problem of shortage of food, and you also solve a problem of environmental problem like the climate change.
Thank you so much, sir. Well, Vikas, if you're ready, all yours.
2 essential customer segments that we want to target are the paddy farmers of India and oil companies. For paddy farmers, our product is the Algiculture, the concept. We want to work with them as collaborators, and what do they get? They get additional income out of it. And our next set of customers are oil companies. We sell them algal oil, and the value proposition is the cheaper and sustainable biodiesel. We identify Andhra Pradesh as our pilot market. So if you look there, we want to target large and medium landholders, just to ensure that adoption is fast. And in Andhra Pradesh, we've identified Hindustan Petroleum as our key collaborator because it has refineries in Visakhapatnam, Mumbai, and Bangalore. The final cost that we get for the biodiesel is around 15, which is almost a third of the current refinery price of diesel. So essentially, we're bringing power to the masses from the oil companies, so they get the power to generate oil. In summary, I have in my hand the biodiesel that Abitha produced in her lab, and which has the power to fuel a diesel engine, and it costs only 15 rupees per liter in the long run.
This is not only going to fuel our engine, it's going to fuel the country, it's going to fuel the nation, it's going to fuel agriculture. Thank
Fantastic.
you.
I could see Vikas looking at Abitha and saying, "Don't hijack my presentation. That's my presentation." Well, at least now we know what
our presentation.
That's
together.
what the team has in common with the jury is that boys getting bullied by the girls. Over to you.
So
Boys getting bullied by the girls. What do you think, Abitha? We've never seen that happen, but
Of course
Hari.
not. We don't.
Look at that.
so let's try to get this thing going here. How do you physically do the harvesting?
So what I did in the field is that the algae forms autoflocs. So it is like to help us imagine, it's like a cream on the milk, which can simply be skimmed through hand. It is like I have a long, a flat thing on top. So I put that in and slowly skim it, come till the side. Since the paddy plants are only close to 8 to 12 centimeters, it is not a problem when I move in from this end. And then finally towards the end of the field, there is a small opening, which is like a bunt, which is used to walk on the paddy field. There is a small opening there. So there I hold usually a mesh, in which as this moves in, along with little bit of algal water, is moved into it and it's collected. And that is then picked in for drying.
I'm convinced about the technology. I mean, I can't ever argue with Chanakya. But the question is, I'm not convinced about the business plan. Because see, we are a disfragmented society with a lot of farmer. Most of the farmer, you talked in 44 million hectares, but most of them are half an acre. Right, half an acre to 1 acre. And combining them, the transaction cost of combining those guys to grow and then mill it, it's going to be a nightmare in terms of centralization where you're connecting to. I think that's where I think you need a little more in terms of decentralization process. But so I'm not convinced about the business plan that you guys actually put up.
So just one word. I think you got something interesting here. Do not end it once the show is over, right?
No,
so,
this is the place where it is going to take off.
So I think you have to now start thinking about what all these steps are. There's an interesting concept. Start working off that and see where you get.
Thank you so much, Abitha. Thank you so much, Vikas. Great presentation. You may leave. Thank you. Well, Abitha said this is where her pilot plant is going to take off. I'm just going to investigate that matter and come right back after the short break on DuPont Presents The Power of Shunya, a challenge for zero. Stay with us. Don't fly anywhere. Welcome back. You're watching DuPont Presents The Power of Shunya, Challenge for Zero. We've had two contesting teams already present their product. It's now time for the third. You can see it's lying right in front of me. Is this James Bond's new vehicle? Is it? Let's have a look at what this innovation is. Well, after seeing that, I realized I got it totally wrong. Not James Bond. That looks more like the Batmobile, doesn't it? Looks like the new Batmobile. To tell us more about the Green Warrior, please welcome our last team on the show today, Ishita Sehgal from IGDTUW Delhi and Himantha Vangshul from FMS Delhi. Looking a little nervous. Just a little. Well, listen, Ishita, we're going to let you jump right into it. Tell us about your innovation. The judges are all ears.
I would like to present this innovation of ours as Green Warrior. It is a single passenger, eco-friendly, stylish vehicle which is made out of bamboo. Now, something like this has never been done before because using bamboo as a frame of the vehicle has enabled us to drastically cut down on the weight of the vehicle, which has enabled us to achieve a high mileage. Also, bamboo is the fastest growing grass and it is very affordable compared to the traditional materials used in the manufacture of vehicles. We have employed a fiber reinforced plastic shell as a material for the body of the car. It is tough, it is strong, it has a high strength to weight ratio. Therefore, the weight on the tires is less and we achieve a good mileage because of that. Also, we have employed bicycle wheels at the front of the vehicle which have enabled us to get a narrow contact with the ground and hence reduce the friction losses due to it. We have used a 102cc Honda Activa engine for propelling this vehicle forward, which gave us a good optimum mix of power and mileage.
Thank you for that presentation. The seat is not made of bamboo, right? Because that would be slightly uncomfortable. Just checking. All right, well, to tell us more about that and about the Green Warrior, we've got Roshan Pavaiya joining us, who's an auto expert, and You saw him test driving this vehicle earlier. So Roshan, if you could just tell us what's been the role of the science in the making of this vehicle?
Well, science has a pretty big role to play in the development of this car, but it would have been even better if they had used a green fuel instead of a petrol engine. They've used a Honda Activa petrol engine in this, which has given it a pretty decent power to weight ratio, because this is an 8 bhp motor and gives it a power to weight ratio of about 88 bhp per ton. But it would have been better had they used an electric motor perhaps in this, and that would have added to the green component and the renewable resource component. But that said, the bamboo frame that has been used in this car is a renewable resource, and that way it has a green component to it as well.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Roshan. And now for the business presentation, Himanta from FMS Delhi, all yours.
Based on the price and the size, we concluded that we'll be focusing more on low-cost car market segments, which are basically micro cars. Now, for the target group, why target group between 18 to 13 years? Because we wanted as this car perceived to be as a youth car, not as a family car. The reason being, it's a single passenger car, so we wanted to connect that feel of a customer which he as a youth feels while driving a bike. So in addition to that, if you see youth, if you see the current population status of India, more than 50% of Indians are below 25 years and more than 65% are below 35 years. So it creates a wider opportunity for the product to get into the margin. Since it's a touch and feel product, people usually make decisions primarily after having a test drive. So we felt that giving a test drive would be beneficial for them to have a hand-on experience. Apart from that, we also thought of starting a product demonstration. Product demonstration as such, you can set up in the weekends. You can go and show your product in malls, in airports, where we will have a large footfall of people.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for that presentation.
The question is, you never addressed, so this is a question for you. Yeah. You never addressed the roadworthiness of this, because it doesn't look roadworthy yet.
We initially created this design with getting more mileage out of it. That was the initial plan. But if we want to launch it into markets, then of course we'll employ wheels of larger diameter, and we would obviously increase the ground clearance so that problem does not come.
So I think if we want to go roadworthy, right, you're going to have to figure out this whole issue around crashworthiness.
I understand that we need to conduct crash analysis tests, but that is the future plan definitely. But as of now, we have a lot of safety features in this vehicle currently.
Let me help you. I know you're trying to defend something not possible right now because you're at that stage. So one thing, there's been a lot of research in bamboo has done. Like the Japanese have done. I mean, like the Mogueras and the Phoenix cars and all have done, right? I mean, I wanted to know how it is different. But I think to go back to your question, you are unnecessarily competing with the car market. Look at a transportation. Do you have large campuses? You have golf courses. Can you look at that market first, where there are no potholes and no crashes? So I think look at that market, develop it, rather than jumping on a market which cannot compete right now.
Well, thank you, Ishita. Thank you, Himanta. You may leave. Thank you so much. So was their product and plan zip, zap, zoom according to the judges? Well, we're going to give them just a minute to decide, because they have to mark this team as well as compare notes on the previous two teams and tell us who the winner of today's episode is. Out of 100 points, it's 20 points each across 5 different parameters on disruptions, on relevance, commercial viability, the science behind the idea, and most importantly, that Shunya quotient. We're talking about social impact. So, over to our judges for the all-important verdict. Okay, so our judges have decided. What verdict do you have for us?
We first went, as you know, we went underwater.
Yes.
We couldn't find our economy, and then we looked at potholes. So I think all the three were very. I mean, the thought process in terms of coming up with these ideas, which are real challenges for our country. I think it was great, but the larger challenge on the base of this Indian economy is agriculture. And we need to look at alternative incomes for our farmers, on which the 70% of our country lives on. I think that's why we gave the team that came with the Algae culture the prize for this episode.
Excellent. So maybe we can give a tagline to the business. Are you ready for your paddy? Let's call them on, our winners for today's episode, Abitha and Vikas. If we could have the jury present here as well, please. Congratulations. Congratulations. A little tablet device for both of you as winners of today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. DuPont presents The Power of Shunya Challenge for Zero. Goodbye.